Yes, hello everyone, welcome to today's session of CAD skills tutorial. So, on the last video, we were able to see how to use um Lisp routines, and the previous video on introduction to 3D, we were able to see how to use basic primitives on solid modeling. So, today we'll be moving further on the 3D editing, and we'll see how to use some of the solid editing tools like the subtract, union, and we'll also see how we could get to use the Presspull. So first, switching to 3D view, let's bring up a geometry. So I'm just going to click on my rectangle and just draw a rectangle with no specific shape. Then let's extrude up. So I'm going to click extrude. So after extrusion, let's have another primitive. We could just pick a cylinder here to get a primitive and put it up. So let's move the cylinder into the cube. Just click on your move tool. Yes, click on the cylinder, click on the move tool. Then if you switch to the conceptual view, you would notice they are together. So let's see what the subtract is. So to use the subtract feature, click on the subtract, then click on the first solid, hit enter, then click on the second solid you want to subtract and hit enter. So oops, to make sure it's moved well into it. Let's move it again. Okay, so it's not touching it. So want to make sure the cylinder is touching the entering inside the cube. So let's move it and using the snap constraint. So let's constrain it to the edge of the cube. Yeah. So we are sure it's on the cube now. Then let's use the subtract feature here again. So I'm going to click on subtract, click on the first solid, hit enter, then click on the cylinder and hit enter. So you can see that I've gotten a curved surface on the cylinder from the part where on the cube, I mean from the part where the cylinder enters it. So that's how you could use the subtract feature. Then to use the press pull feature, it's pretty easy. So the press pull helps to pull out specific geometries on the surface of a solid. So let's say for example we have an ellipse on the surface here. So let's just draw an ellipse on this surface. Let's switch to the wireframe view so we'll be able to see our ellipse. Then let's draw again. So click on ellipse. Make sure you're using the surface. So it's not on the surface we want it. Let's say again. Good. Good. Okay, good. So we have an ellipse on the surface. Then let's switch back to conceptual view and let's click on press pull. So with the press pull, you'll notice that we could pull out or pull in this surface as a whole. So that's what the press pull allows you to do. So it allows you to pull out or pull in specific surface of the geometry. Then using the union, let's see how the union works. So I'm going to bring back the another cylinder. Let's snap to this base. Let's make sure it's on the same base as this. And no, but we don't want it facing here, so let's click on the cylinder again. It's trying to select a face. Let's change the coordinates back to world. Okay. Then let's click on the cylinder again. Yeah, this is what we want. Then bring it up. So now instead of subtract, we'll be using union. So I'm going to click on union. And this is union here. Then I would click on both shapes and hit enter. So what union does is it combines everything into a single primitive instead of two different shapes. So with the combination of these three tools, you could actually form out lots of 3D shapes while doing your product design or engineering design. So watch out for the next video, and I'll be showing tutorials on how to use more of the 3D objects and solid modeling. Thank you.